Yes. Thank you, Shino. Um, I'm like now I have a problem. We have a problem on the other side. We're cash heavy right now.
Oh,
So- and it's always a good problem, but it's still a problem, right? Like
right, right,
that
right.
every day that the funds don't get deployed costs us a lot of money.
Exactly, exactly.
So yeah, Jake, let's huddle after. Like today I've slammed, but maybe how's maybe tomorrow or something.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm
You and Kai wants to jump on a
yeah,
call.
yeah, I'll contact him tonight and let's schedule like a group call or something. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're now I'm looking to deploy some funds. I'm in a few projects. Me, Layla, and Alex are in a few with Vernon, and we're in contract with another condo in Waikiki. So if you guys have deals, like we'll take a look at them because we gotta place funds anyways. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Guys, Layla. Actually, I can't say anything because Layla now does all the money stuff. I'm not allowed to touch the money. But I got influence, guys. I got influence. So if you got deals that need funding, then yeah, reach out to us because we'll start taking a look at them again. Now the one thing though is like we don't have the capacity to operate. So we'd be coming in with the gap, or if the deal makes sense, maybe even the whole thing um as a partner. We're looking to be partners. Yeah, so if you guys see deals out there, let us know and we'll see what we can do. Does anybody have leads needs good deeds? I see Liz here. Hi, Liz. She was able to come to the office last time. Dante, what's up, bro? How are you? Can't hear you if you're trying to talk. I see you trying to unmute, but I can't hear you.
Hey, Corey.
What's up, bro?
Good, good. Injured my leg, so down a little bit.
Wait, how come? What happened?
Fell off one ladder, trying to do something on the roof, and good thing I was on the bottom already, but when slipping and hit my
Oh,
leg.
is it broken? Did you just go check it
No,
out?
no, 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 no. Just kind of hit the shin.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, uh, Dante, we were just talking about leads, needs, good deeds, and actually, I was telling the rest of everybody on the call is just that we're cash heavy right now, so we got to place funds. So if you got deals or we got clients that are in good deals, then we're looking now, but we'd be looking more to come in as like a partner, silent partner.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, here comes Kevin too. I gotta tell Kevin the news. Oh, sorry guys. It's repeat everything. Hi Kevin. We've been waiting for you.
Oh, yeah, just got up.
You just got up. Oh, bro. Oh, I like living your life. You're living my dream. Nah, I was just seeing, I saw your name coming in on the joining. I was like, oh, Kevin's coming in because I already said this 3 times already, but I really need to get this out there. Actually, you're probably not the right guy because you get money already. But we're cash heavy right now. So if you got anything, Kev, that you're looking at, we'll look up and we need a partner for. Keep us in mind, please.
Oh yeah, I don't really got nothing now. Kind of the same boat as you, but I guess if you got cash, I put most of my cash in like savings, but I can get like 4.4% now, like at the local banks.
Oh, who's giving that?
Uh, Bank of Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah,
What kind
so
of account is that?
it's just a savings.
just a savings account is giving 4%,
Yeah. 4.4,
and
I
it's
think.
liquid.
Yeah, liquid.
It's liquid. You don't have to have. It's just a savings account
but-
with Banco.
Yeah, I think there you need to go to the private banking side.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then if you set it up through them, then they can get you the high interest rate. But I think a lot of, like, I checked around a lot of banks, a lot of them are like, they can give you 4. I think I got 4 from Territorial and a whole bunch of banks, or at least 4.
Wow.
They need money now, I guess.
I've been hearing that, but not, I didn't know it was, just a regular account down their private banking side. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta go for Bank of Hawaii, I think private banking.
And you know what? All that matters, like the points, because like if let's say your cost of capital is 8%, but you're holding it in an account while it's not being used, like your blended cost of capital probably goes down maybe like half, maybe like 2 points, right? Because of that. You're not gonna save the whole 4. Because while it's sitting there, you're paying the whole amount. But that's one thing I learned being on the lending side is understanding your cost of capital and how to, just like you can mitigate risk, you can blend your cost of capital so the blended cost is lower. So even though like if we leverage at 12, if we get our capital at 12%, how can we lend it out and make a profit at like 10.5, right? Well, we also get paid origination,
Oh,
and our money can turn, right? So there we get to capitalize on the velocity of money, that phenomenon called the velocity of money. So many different ways in finance, right, to make a deal work. So just how creative are you willing to be? But thanks, Kev. Yeah, keep us in mind. You see anything?
okay. Yeah, we'll do for sure.
Oh, now I gotta watch my mouth because Layla's here. But does anybody else have any needs, good deeds? See Ben on. What's up, Ben? Dante, you got any clients that got deals, or are you working any right now?
Working with an wholesaler right now, trying for close couple deals. So one in Kahala Towers, and then the other one in Manoa.
Kahala Towers. Remember the Kahala
Yeah,
Towers?
yeah. The one we had the Airbnb.
Yeah, you remember that one? Oh, that was funny. That was with you, Dante. I forgot. Oh, guys, me and Dante go way back. Yeah, Dante. Oh, I think that's how I met Kevin. I don't know, maybe I forget, but yeah. So, sounds like everybody's taking a break or something, huh? Nobody's buying anything, nobody's in any deals. Wow. Um, well, I do have an announcement, a need actually, and Kekoa unfortunately hasn't been able to make it on because his mother's she's not doing well, so he's been having to be by her side. And so it's been it's been like maybe going on 3 weeks now that he's been doing this. So if you can all keep him in your prayers, amongst other things that he's going through. So he's been trying to make it on, but it's been really hard for him. So I told him, don't worry. And in fact, um I'm gonna ask next week if you guys can. This is a need, but if you can try to make it on next week. It's gonna be I don't want to say last, but we're just gonna take a break because it's not just Kikoa, it's our team in general. It's been so hard to keep up with everything, and we have so many amazing plans and projects that are upon the horizon that it's so hard to even stop the train once it's rolling, right? I see Kurt came on. What's up, Kurt? I'm kind of giving an announcement that I kind of talked story with Kurt about this too. And I was talking with Kekoa, and I just I don't want him to feel obligated to, right, to make it on. And I would be on here, honestly, if it's just a handful of us talking stuff through. But I also do see what's upon the horizon for all of us. So we're gonna take a break after next week, though. So if you guys can spread the word, help us spread the word. We just want to do one more send off, to one more send off call, and hopefully Kekoa can make that one. But we have so much plans. But next week I want to dive into like more about who we are as a company, Keiko Capital specifically, and then kind of do a send off in that way. And it's not a send off because I know it's not gonna be our last call for some reason. But we do have plans. We have plans to build out a media room in our Vegas office, which we're gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff out of. Actually, probably not me, but our team will be doing a whole bunch of stuff out of maybe podcasts, interviews, announcements, and stuff like that. So we're not going anywhere, but it would be great if you guys can make it to our last coffee talk for now, which is going to be next week. We're going to try to get it out there. Hopefully we can. I mean, things are moving so fast, guys. I mean, just to give you a little sense, we're in partnerships that I never would have thought I'd ever have the opportunity to be in. Some of these are once in a lifetime, and I've already grown and learned so much. And one thing that I will share next week is that this call has helped me. It's helped me grow so much. It's helped me become more intentional with my thoughts, more careful with my words, my points of views, my opinions, more considerate to the audience and to friends, So I've grown, I feel, so much just having the opportunity to talk story with everybody, bring guests on. So we'll talk a little bit more about that next week as well. But hopefully we've always been known out there that our doors are open, so no matter what, like, we're still here. But we do have some amazing projects coming up, some involving technology and tokenizing real estate assets. And I'm gonna do my best to keep everybody informed, in what we're doing as we go along. But if anybody too, has ideas and what they would like to see when we do bring something back or content, then always please reach out to us, because we're gonna find something. Right now we have to put our head down and really kind of charge forward on some of the opportunities in front of us. But we definitely will still be around. So please come, make sure you make it next week. Did I cover all of it, Leila? And thank you so much to Kurt too. Kurt, you've been a blessing, man. Really always by our side, supporting us. So, and helping me talk through different ideas. And even to this, this break. In fact, it wasn't really quite my idea. It's actually Manny, not just Kurt. He's like, maybe we should take a break. But for me, like, I think maybe it is that time. It's been 4 years, so. But until that time next week, we're here. So let's make the most of it. If anybody does have something that they need, please reach out. Thanks again, Kurt. Anybody? Nothing?
I guess I'll just thank everyone that has been continuously coming on the call. It's been like 100 and what are we on this week? 80 episodes. I guess you could call us episodes. And we really want to make these calls worth it for you and be worth it for us to take the time out on a Friday. And we want to kind of create some content that is helpful other than, our conversation, which is great. So we look forward to that. And if you guys have any suggestions suggestions, like he said, about any content you want to hear, please feel free to reach out. I'll drop it in my chat. And we're gonna try and build a library of topics to discuss, interviews to be had. But we'd definitely love to hear your feedback about what would be beneficial for everyone.
There's so much out there too, right? Like there's a lot of courses, there's a lot of material. So really I think it's aligning with someone you feel you align with. That's truly how because like I've been in mentorships, paid for courses, did all of that, and I have noticed that it doesn't matter who's like what they're teaching. It matters like who is teaching it to me. Is it coming from a good place? Is it genuine? Are they real? Or are they getting paid to sell on stage? Because that happens a lot in our industry. So like I've learned to really follow and stay close to the people that you align with, in your character. That's how I feel. And that's like, and it goes to mentors too, because you could get yourself in a mentorship or, working for free for somebody that you just don't align with their principles, their values, their integrity, and then you waste a lot of time. So I've learned that, and we're always here too. So, and actually Kurt had a bunch of ideas too for guests that we just weren't ready to get going with, because like as more ideas started coming, the more I started realizing, wow, you know what, we might not have the time for this to give these live calls the service it deserves, right? And but I do like the live format. I really do. I just like being able to exchange. So maybe podcasts, maybe a live podcast. Oh shoot, that would be great. Because if we can get through, some of the workings that we're gonna have to earn to really see these opportunities through, which I want to share one day soon. If we can get that done quickly, then yeah, I'd say it would be great to have a live podcast, because we can bring on some really influential guests, maybe some who you may not have heard of before, who have great stories. And yeah, and some of them we're proud to call partners and mentors. So definitely this ain't that. This is the beginning, but we just need a quick hiatus. Oh, and Ben has been there for early days too, yeah. So it has been 4 years. I checked the date. We made it, guys.
During the break.
Yeah, good job,
Yeah.
Corey, on there too. But what Corey and I were talking about was bringing more things that pertain to your guys' business. Like, I can bring an appraiser if you want to have an appraiser. 1031 exchange is always good, right? Or maybe a home inspector. Here's another one, probably pertain to you guys more than anything else. I can bring a trust real estate trust attorney, because you guys are pumping out so much business out there. You got to really stop and thinking about you guys self. I know we don't want to talk about it, but there's one day you guys got to talk about it. Maybe setting up a trust. So I can have that and have him speak about that. But on the marketing side, what you guys do is extraordinary. So tell your story, like from the beginning to, like Corey, if you have a project, tell it from beginning to end and outline everything you did for that project, and then share your stories with people and just say and call people. And it's sort of like when we were kids, we used to get A's in our class. We would run to our parent, "Oh my God, I got an A," which I used to get C's, but yeah, I got a C, I got an A, B. We're so excited to tell our parents. It's the same thing with you guys. When you finish a project, you feel accomplished. So why don't you tell your story to someone you know, even if they're not in this business? and just let them know. Because then you never know, they might go, I want to do this too. Or they may know somebody. And I know most of you are investors, except for Tom T, he's an agent. Stop. When I say this, stop, to the agent, stop being a secret agent. Just like you guys, stop being a secret investor. Tell what you guys did to everybody. Because nobody knows, right? So tell your story. And I know we all grow up to be humble. Be humble, right, Corey? You got to be humble. Don't act no, not in this industry. You're gonna have to tell what you did. Brand.
I think we're losing you, Kurt.
You there?
I
You
think.
there? Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go. We
Yeah.
got you back. No, we heard you like
Tell your story to people.
yeah.
I challenge all of us on the call. The project you did in the past, call people and sound very excited and go, we just finished this project. My goodness, this is what happened. Blah, 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 blah. They go, really? I want to get involved. How do you do this? You see what I mean? It starts the conversation. So on those kind of things. And then if you guys are on video, do the video from beginning to end and showcase it on social media. That's just my
I
tip.
really like that because I like it always organic, kind of genuine. That's like the only way I can't do like the shows like okay cut, like just the camera like there. I just have to be people like I'm curious about or I know or trust, and just talk story. I love that's just because and some of the best conversations come from just random conversations, and some of the best, tips and strategies perhaps or partnerships and deals, they're all cut, outside of the conference room, where they're teaching, right? All the deals are done like outside. So I love this idea of maybe running past, ideas with you guys because this is helping to jog my brain. And I can't promise like we won't like every now and then do a pop up, get together on a Friday. Like why not, right? I think that'll always be, out there and an option. We'll let everybody know. But I think, for at least for the rest of this year, we're definitely need to focus and concentrate on a few things that hopefully we can talk about by the end of the year. And then in the meantime, we'll be bringing out, we'll always try to bring value in some sense, right? But we want to do deals. We got money. So if you guys are getting into deals, it's not just like the primary financing we can provide. We have, private money too, especially if you're in Hawaii. Hawaii and Vegas. Washington State too, perhaps. I gotta check with Kickwalk. Yeah, he's been tied up, but I will make sure he's on next week. Hopefully, mom's okay.
Can you guys hear me still? I've been going off
Yep,
and on.
go ahead, Kurt.
Real quickly, if you guys have a project in the neighborhood, like building a home or something like that, people are watching you guys. They want to know, how did you do that? So as a suggestion, if you need help pulling off farm lists or mailing lists, you can call me, text me, pull up the mailing list just in the neighborhood and mail out a letter on what you guys did. And they'll read it. And they're like, wow. It's up to you. Don't put all the pricing and stuff, but from the time you built it to the time you finished it, tell your story in the neighborhood because you have neighbors that are curious. And you can go up there and talk to them, and you never know, they might have a project in mind, or maybe they have capital, or maybe they wanted to be an investor, but they don't know how to do it. But that's what I would do if that's your field of interest. I don't know, Corey, I just because it's different. This is a different crowd that I normally work with, but it's just an idea to get the word out.
Thank you, Kurt. Kurt's been a huge help, man. Thank you. And for and for nothing too. Like to this day, I have not been able to give back to Kurt as much as he's given to us. So appreciate you, brother.
Oh,
Truly.
no worries, no worries.
And that's
It's all-
rare.
It's all good. No even worry about it. I think I learned a lot from you guys because I believe it or not, I do leverage you guys when I talk to agents who have a home that's need to be and I say, hey, I got a whole bunch of investors in my take it. They go, really? You do? So you guys been helping me
Of course,
on
yeah.
that too. And you've seen those listings, right? Come on the call. You
Yep.
know, and if I try to bring the best as much I can in terms of what land or invest kind of thing. But thank you.
No, yeah, absolutely. And you know, the Hawaii community for investing is small, and you know, it is that way pretty much actually for every market that I've noticed. You know, real estate if you're in the real estate investing community in any city, it's kind of it's a small group, you know, and so I am grateful. Like I've met some of the greatest people in our industry, you know, and we've also met some really bad people, you know, but that's part of it, right? There's good and bad people everywhere, and I will always support our community. You know, like JoJo's having an event. I don't know if anybody's going to that. Dante, are you going to JoJo's event?
I'm thinking about it. I got tickets, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw Richie's I think Richie was gonna be speaking. Yeah, there's a couple
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah, I get a couple of other guys. Fuzzy's on there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I know the one that the reason why I wanted to go because Eddie Flores is going to be on the speaking as well.
And that is, do we have the date on that, Leila?
It's on the
Are we gonna
28th of June. We fly back on the 26th.
Oh, cutting it close, yeah. That's how we do it.
You guys gonna be on there?
We're not
I don't-
speaking. We're just gonna be there with
Okay.
our crew.
Yeah, hopefully we can make it. Well, our team, well, someone will be there from our company, right? Yeah, hopefully we can make it too. So yeah, hopefully you see you guys down there. Jake, I don't know if you're able to talk still, but is there any meetups? Oh, actually Ben too, or whoever's in Washington, the greater Seattle area. Are there still any big meetups being put together out there anymore? Because Taro was the only one that was kind of doing it out there until he moved, right? Him and Grace.
There's one real estate at work. Who runs that one?
Real estate at
Forget.
work.
Yeah. Hang on, let me look. I just got an email about that.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because I haven't been back in a long time, and Kiko is trying to get me to come back up there, and I want to get
Yeah,
plugged
man,
back
you
in.
gotta come up here. We gotta meet.
Oh, for sure.
That's run by Lake, who works with
Oh yeah, Leica, yeah,
a couple different companies. I forget.
gotcha.
She's been doing that one a while though.
Okay,
I used to go to it when it was on Zoom. I haven't since they're back in person. She's actually got her own event space now, so they host it at
and
their own
she
place.
grew fast, yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't
Yeah.
gotten a chance to get out there yet.
Good for her. Yeah. So I was wondering. Okay, so Leica has meetup out there. Okay, I still haven't been able to see the space that we have. That Kiko is kind of out in the mall. You know, so if you guys are in, I don't even know where it is. I think it's Bellevue. No.
Yeah, it's down. I think it's down near Coal Creek, like south of Bellevue. I need to get down there and check it out too.
See, okay, I thought it was in Bellevue in the mall. Every time I ask him where is it, he's like, oh, it's right next to the Nike store. It's like, no, like where is it? All he cares is that it's next to the Nike store. Okay, cool. But yeah, we gotta go see him. Layla, pack your bags. Alex, pack your bags. But we've had some of the most challenging deals in Washington. And some of the most like the best ones, so it was always a roller coaster from my experience. I think I've told this story before. We had a few house flips in Mercer Island. And man, just holding that thing for like it was over a year because of permits. Holding that thing, the market swung like at least 2 times. We took 2 rides up and 2 rides down, like, and I was like, I can't take this market, like it moves too fast, and but it's been ever since we've kind of been there. I start to see like the opportunity. It's such a great market for equity and cash flow, I feel, in some of the outskirt neighborhoods. Yeah. Like Benton, Kirkland. Yeah. Kirkland.
I've got some units in Everett.
Oh, Everett. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everett. Yep.
That's a little bit better cash flow wise.
Yep.
Kirkland's pricey. It's hard to cash flow in Kirkland unless you're getting a screamer of a
Yeah.
deal.
The closer you get to Seattle, right? Like
Yeah, the cash flow
it's-
just erodes very quickly. But the equity is great.
yeah.
If you want to build equity, Seattle area is.
We had 2 duplexes in Everett. I think it was Everett, yeah. And then I remember the other neighborhoods we're starting to build portfolios is Renton. Is that still kind of cash flow friendly?
Yeah, Renton's good.
Renton, Kent,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Tacoma's kind of like is it like too expensive now? Because it went up quick, right?
Some parts. Yeah, some parts. It's probably better for cash flow in general than Seattle, but not
Okay.
as good for equity.
Yeah, yep. Okay, so most of the outskirt neighborhoods that we were looking at are still decent cash flow plays. I mean, you can still scoop up deals. It's probably harder though, right?
It's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you can find a deal, you can cash flow in a lot of cases, but it's finding the deal is that's why I haven't been doing anything. I can't find any deals. I'm not
yeah,
getting anything.
yep. And it's hard to like. I think the volume went down a lot. It's come back. It's coming back, but it went down a lot. Even sellers putting houses on market. And the other thing is too, like what we're noticing in Vegas is there's not many house flippers doing like flipping houses in Vegas anymore right now because you're competing against the new home builders, right? And in the NPLA, on our NPLA calls, they talk a lot about this because it's basically held the market up in markets like Vegas and where all these big national home builders are, right? Or do they have that? Do they have big national builders out where you're at, Ben? You
Oh,
got
yeah.
DR Hortons,
Yeah. We got DR Horton, Toll Brothers,
Toll Brothers,
Richmond American Homes.
yep. Pulte.
Yeah, we got. I think we have most of them. Yeah, we've got them too.
Oh, yes. Okay, so all of them pretty
Yeah,
much.
and a lot of them are offering like better rates than what you can
Huge.
get on a purchase of an existing home. So that is definitely holding things up for sure.
Yeah, so they call like our resale market, right? The retail market. On the MPLA calls, they call it the retail market. And so they're saying that it's been hard for house flippers to compete on the resale because the retail market, right, is kind of like why would you buy a house that was renovated for more when you could buy buy something new, brand new for the same cost at a lower rate, right? Because they buy down the interest rate for you. It's like it's hard to say no to that. You can't compete with that, and that's what they're seeing a lot of out in Vegas because the national home builders are building like crazy out there, right? So, and in fact, what they're talking about too is these home builders, like I think they said, Layla, I think it was DR Horton had 13% of the inventory for the US, right? They were in control of about 15% of the nation's inventory coming out. No, 13%, sorry. That's a huge amount for one company to control that amount of inventory for, the country, because we're millions of housing units short across the country. I think it was like 3 million and counting. And so really the only, like, one of the major sectors and niches that's going to help fix that problem is us, real estate investors who, buy crappy houses, are crazy enough to take the risk and buy the piece of shit house and put money into it, fix it up, and put it back on the market. And if anything, those are, those type of deals, the ones that are sitting for like years vacant, those deals are worth more, I feel, than a brand new house, because you're putting something back into circulation that was out of circulation for, like, let's say a decade or something, which is everywhere here in Hawaii. There's like property that's just been sitting, rotting away. So I think hopefully we can chip away at this problem. I don't see it as a problem. I see it as an opportunity, for private lending, because that's the private lending space. So the way we're going to fix that problem is by directing capital towards real estate investors and developers so that they can build housing and redevelop housing. So that's the private lending space. That's our space. So I see opportunity. It is a problem though, because prices are going up, right? So how do we gotta try to fix that? But that's what Vegas has been seeing. It's been hard to get into good house flip deals because you're competing with the home buyer, like the new home builders on the back end. So I don't know if anyone here is in Vegas that's noticed the same. It's been hard to get a read on the Vegas market, to be honest. I thought Seattle was hard when we went in, but this is hard. Mainly because of the economic environment we're in, I think, where everybody's got question marks over their head. I thought the closer that we got to the money, I swear that the answers would come clearer and clearer, and we get the news faster and faster. And we do to a certain extent, but I'll tell you guys, a lot of the guys I thought that would have the answers and the confidence, they're scratching their heads too, which is kind of scary. But yeah, we don't know. We don't know, because they were earlier this year, right? They're talking about cutting rates by now or soon, May or June. And it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. And now there's worry that the regional banks and the small banks are cracking again. So yeah, we don't know which way this is gonna go. And it's almost like how we started this whole call was, plan for the worst and hope for the best, right? I remember saying that during COVID. That was crazy. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. You guys have any COVID stories for real estate? We had a crazy one. Shared it at Daniel's conference. Kevin, did you got any? I want to hear some, like, I know there was because we had 4 loans. Brandon Turner was one of them. Brandon, and then Daniel Kong. That was Daniel's first hard money loan too. And credit to him, man, he went forward. So we had 4 loans and we closed 3 of the 4. And Brandon's one, the seller was threatening to sue him for not performing because we couldn't fund for Brandon. And it's right when everything shut off. It was like, wow. And she was threatening to sue him. He had $100,000 in EMD in that she was trying to take. And I was like, oh my God, this is not good. And Brandon was so he wasn't even really bothered by it. He was like, man, I don't know. I was like, dude, thank you for being understanding, but let me try to see how we can work this out, and we were up 24 hours, taking shifts, Layla, you remember that? That was a weird moment. And then like the NPLA was gathering together on calls like every other day. Then it went to
The other day.
once a week because the news was changing so fast. I remember that the news was just changing so quick. Like, oh, so and so is going out of business. You know, it's like what? Like, and I remember I told this story at Daniel's conference, but I remember Brandon was in that situation. All of our guys were in that situation. That Friday, we were getting reassured that, hey, this is going to be good for us. All these guys were not balanced correctly. Like they're over leveraged. They're going out of business. Like we're going to be able to scoop up some market share. And then the next day, like I think it was on the weekend, and you get a call letting us know that they're not going to fund, or maybe it was Monday. I think it was like first thing Monday that they couldn't fund. And like I was telling our account manager at the time, his name was Martin. I was just telling him, I was like, Martin, we have to do this. Like we committed, one of them signed already, signed docs, you know, and there's like one of them's being threatened to get sued for 100 grand, and like big influencer, you know, we don't want to mess this up. And then Martin was just saying, I remember he said like, Corey, I don't know if I'm going to have a job tomorrow. So and then I was like, oh, okay, what do we do? You know? But we didn't stop. And then we ended up linking up with our partners in DC, Temple, and closing the 3 of the 4. But that taught me a lot. You know, I'm sure it taught you guys a lot. And like one of our guys, Kane, he says is like, you know, if the end of the world comes, you want to have strong people by your side, strong, trusted people by your side. That's what he wanted, you know, and that's what we're trying to build here. And so we'll share a little bit next week. But I felt, man, he's right, you know, because that end of the road came really quick, and people started panicking, man. The world got real weird. You know, remember when like all the toilet paper was ran out? So yeah, plan for the worst, hope for the best. That was a saying during COVID. Anybody have COVID stories? I wish Daniel was on
Real
too.
quick to bring it back to COVID, because you were talking about Brandon's deal and who we were closing it with. Did you hear him mention that he pulled out completely from multifamily right now?
Oh, I didn't hear that. How come?
Yeah.
It's not doing good. Yeah, multifamilies.
Yeah. So that, I mean, they're one of the biggest lenders in our space. And yeah, they're not even working in
That
the
public news, can we?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's public. If anyone tried to send the deal to them, they would say no.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Are they doing single family now?
They're doing single family still,
This is
but
ANS, right? I think we can say it then.
no, it was Rob,
Oh, they're
Eric.
not doing multifamily? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they completely pulled out of multifamily right now.
Oh, that's why they were talking about it yesterday on the call so long. Multifamily. Yeah.
Because he was
Oh.
trying to get an idea of where multifamily, so they had, you guys weren't on the call, so a little backstory here. They had like a data analyst company come and do some research. We send you guys the surveys. So John Burns. And if you participated, thank you very much. But they put together all the data from the surveys that were completed, and then they give us a report about the previous quarter. Mostly has to do with single family, but one of the larger capital partners was very intrigued to know more about multifamily because he's closed his whole multifamily program. So he was trying to see where they think it's headed, but they didn't have that information for him right offhand.
I do remember him talking about
Be
it.
careful.
That did not register for some reason. How did that not register? That's big. I mean, that's a lot of capital leaving the space. Rock's huge.
Huge.
They bought Civic. They bought Finance of America. Finance of America was a Blackstone, subsidiary. So they're a big player, and if they're leaving the space, then that's a lot of money. That's leaving the multifamily. They would do multifamily bridge loans though, right? Or do they do long term? Is Alex here? Oh. So
Um,
I don't know who's in multifamily if they've ever used Rock, but Rock's a big single family player. They were never really known for multifamily, right? Although, I mean,
I think they have every product.
yeah, they have enough resources to push their weight around anywhere. So yeah, Eric's awesome too. Great guy. And we were fortunate enough to be friends with some of these guys who are like pioneers. I think Eric was one of the first companies to create like a white label lending platform so that companies like ours can transact efficiently in the private lending space. In the conventional space, it's more mature. That industry is more mature. You have, your the ecosphere is set, right? In the private lending, people are still finding their way. It's still such a new industry. And Rock Capital, Eric Abramovich, co-founder and CEO, he also serves on the advisory council for NPLA. They built that company and they pioneered many different things in our space, like white label lending, which provides a benefit for the capital and for the borrower, because as Rock grows into a bigger and bigger entity, as some of these other companies like RCN and all our friends, like they hold the keys to these massive companies, then they shift their focus to, instead of working on so many borrowers individually, right? They work with companies like ours who focus on deal flow, origination, that's it, underwriting, origination, all that, all the front end stuff, which is what we have in the conventional space, right? Like with mortgage brokers, which is standard in our space. So Rock kind of pioneered that, and now it's a lot easier to get lines than it ever was before, because there's so much more capital out there. I don't know if anyone was even interested to hear the story. It fascinates me because these guys are normal guys, kind of, and like but they've accomplished some big things. Like truly, when I say pioneers, like really pioneers. We would not have the rates and terms we have if it wasn't for guys like Eric, and John Beecham from Turok. Like he was the one that it's his first rated security. So Turok is an aggregator. So they buy notes from all the other lenders like Rock or RCN possibly, right? And they buy all the notes, they securitize it, and then they sell it. Before it was only really in the private markets, but now that we have the opportunity that the first rated security, now there's new money, there's entities, people waiting on the sidelines, like pension funds and like life insurance policies that normally would not be able to invest in high yield investments like our space unless it is has been rated by a third party agency, right? So once that money starts coming in, the rates will start to go down, and then what's going to be really interesting, and this is just my thoughts, no influence from anyone else, so this could be totally wrong, but I think one day, if it keeps going the way it's going, because I know the leaders of this industry and I watch them, and I know the power they have, I think the private lending space could compete. I mean, it already is, but it could compete at the scale of conventional lending, when it's providing loans to the masses, so I wouldn't be surprised if what we knew as hard money, which is now private money today, which is what we're trying to move the term to. I wouldn't be surprised if private lending is the go-to source of acquiring real estate, for anybody. I think private lending is going to branch off into, like we can't lend to owner occupied, but I bet you there's going to be lenders that split into being able to do conventional, but with really aggressive rates because it's being taken down a different channel other than Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, right? So, we'll see. I mean, we'll see where it goes. Layla, did you have something?
No, I just wasn't muted and Lockhail's here. Sorry.
Oh, hi, Lakel. You want to introduce Lakel?
Oh, this
This
is
is
Lockhail,
Lakel.
our admin assistant here. She's great.
She's awesome. Yeah, but we only get her part-time. I tried to get her quit school. I got yellings from Layla, and so she got to finish school, college, one more year. Yeah. So, but yeah, she's kind of a grad too, you know. So I brag about ATM because he's Harvard grad, but I also brag about Lakel because she's Kailua grad too. I'm grad from Kailua.
Not the valedictorian though.
Yeah, I didn't do valedictorian, okay? But like Lakel was valedictorian, so good job, Lakel. Um, but yeah, that next week I can't wait to share a little bit about what we're building here because I feel like people don't know. Like as much as I talk, you know, as much as Kekoa talks here and we all huddle every week, I don't think everybody really knows like what I know is going on here because I think we're building something truly special with the people, our vision, our mission. You know, I feel we have the right vehicle in private lending because of many reasons, and one being it's such a new industry. It's like as long as you stay in the game, it's hard to lose. You know, you're gonna take the ride up, especially that I see the leaders who are in control of pushing this forward and they're doing it right. I'm in that group actually. I forget sometimes, but I have the honor of being on those calls now. And I always try to represent, you know, not just our company, but like the people who know me, you know, and I told our team before, is like, I'll never intentionally do anything that would shame us, you know, whether it be not being prepared for a speech or not making the right call on a decision, you know, ethically or morally or like I'll never, you know, never intentionally do anything to shame any one of us on the team or, you know, my friends. You know, like I want you guys, you know, I don't know how you guys feel, but about friendship, like if you say that you're like I'm your friend, like that fucking means something, you know? So anyways, I don't know how I went down that road. But I love you guys already like been an hour. So please tell you know, friends who you think would like to know that we're gonna do it one last time for you know for now until we get back on and give it we have enough time to give this you know what I think it deserves, which is like more time, more energy, more effort, which will definitely bring you know when whatever we come out with. So does anybody have any things before we log off? Don't forget, if you have deals, let us know. Kurt.
I do. I want to share. I think we talked. If you don't mind, I want to share my screen. I want to show you guys this something exciting. You guys probably seen this before.
You have controls.
Hold on.
Sheena,
Do
can
I
you
have
pass?
control of the share screen? Yes. Okay. Hold on, real quick. Let me share screen. Let me know if you guys see my screen. You guys see it?
Yep.
Yep.
I was talking to Corey real briefly. This gentleman I met, Kehaeha, Kaeha. He's working with the governor. He says, I'm working with Josh. And I'm like, wow, you're on a first name basis. But they're working on tiny homes. I'm sure you guys are familiar with tiny homes. And he's donating 40 of them to Maui victims. But he's planning, they're passing a bill on tiny homes here in Hawaii. And get this, you guys are ready? 50,000 for a tiny home. And I said, is this open to anybody? They said, yeah. And I go, is there a stipulation on selling it? No. You
Oh.
can buy it, rent it, whatever you can do, whatever you want with it. The only thing, it's like a Lego set. You have to put it together. So
Oh.
it's not built. You have to build it yourself. So this is the website. I can put it on the chat. You guys can take a look at it. If you guys talk about ADUs, right? So if someone has a lot in the back of the house for the, I guess you call the Ohana house or mother-in-law house, you can get one of these and put in the back. So I just want to bring it to you guys' attention. I'll put this website on the chat. There is a contact information on the bottom here. You can email them, but if that's he'll love to be in you guys' group. I mean, Corey, you can organize that if you want him to speak about it. But he's moving forward with it. So if you guys are savvy investors, so 50 grand. I mean, and he has all the permits and everything, and he's saying that if you resell it, you already know the numbers, right? Or if you keep it and rent it, you guys know the numbers. So it is
Rent
happening.
must be like that return's gonna be high, but are they gonna put restrictions on that?
I
Or
don't know. That's some of the question you can ask him about it. But I'll put the website on the chat. You guys can take a look. I'm sorry, I wanted to share that before I left.
no, yeah, thank you. Kurt. That's so interesting because I've always felt that we needed that, like at least an option out here for like tiny homes or modular home, like things that, but because nowadays it's not what we think it is anymore, like trailer parks, you know? Like I think like Keikoa's got a real fancy like RV and like people will be living differently now. You know, so I think having tiny homes is necessary. I'm glad that they're working that out. I wonder if there was any restriction. I would really like to talk to him about
Well,
what the
I'll do a group-
conversations were like.
I'll do a group text with him, and you can call him. I think he
Oh,
lives
that'd
on
be
the
great.
mainland too. Local guy, but I think he goes back and forth. But it's happening. I think the governor is trying to push more rentals here.
Hmm.
So, and people can't afford, obviously. Another thing too, I don't know if it pertains to you guys, but he's pushing that short-term rental. If anybody has a rental that's not in the zone, he's gonna push you out. If not, he's gonna charge you $10,000 a day. He's pushing that here in Hawaii. So just letting you guys know, if anybody has a rent that's not in the zone, be prepared. It's coming. They're coming down hard on those.
Hmm. Yep. Man. Well, thank you everybody for coming on another Friday. And please try to make it to next week. And we're gonna take a break after that one. But thank you guys for showing up. I hope you guys all have a great weekend and we'll see you guys next week. Hello,
Hey, Dry.
everybody. Thanks,
All
Kurt.
right, I'm going.
Hey,
Bye.
Ben. See you guys.
All right, thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Ante.